Good afternoon. I want to do a video on reflecting back on 2020, basically over the stats and some things I need to improve on, some mistakes I've made, looking forward, and stuff like that. So stay tuned. Okay, let's jump right into it. I posted my stats on Twitter for the year of 2020. You can go to my Twitter page. The link will be in the description of the video. Now, I thought my stats would have been a little better. A lot of people will probably think that's impressive. I really don't. And I'll go over why I don't really think so. For the year, 889 wins, 218 losses, and 8 flat for a win rate of 45%. I mean, finishing the year 80% plus is definitely good because I usually target 80% for the week and 80% for the month. But I had some really good months and I had some really bad months, and I get the monthly stats that I screen grabbed on my Twitter and stuff like that. So, I need to improve. I think that when I first did this, I actually thought my yearly win rate was actually kind of low. I thought I was going to be closer to 85. And when I started doing the numbers, I was kind of disappointed a little bit that it was at 80. So, I know that most people would be thrilled to get 80%, but I know I can do better. And I do better. I've made a lot of mistakes this year. I need to make a lot of improvements, but I will get to that when I get to that. Now, I'll start with January. All these are on Twitter, so you can see them on Twitter. January I had 102 wins, 12 losses, 2 flat, 87.93. The year started out, good as far as win rate ratio, so that did work out, pretty good. So I was happy with that. Then I had a lot of lower months, like I had February was 76.36%, 42 wins, 13 losses, and a lot of it has to do with I think that's when COVID started really hitting. Was back in February. Let's bring it up. Let's bring up the daily and just maybe even bring out the weekly. Yeah, see, February was the month that was topping out on SPY, and it got dumped. And I know that when the market's red, that's when I end up shining. So that's why I was a little surprised that I did as bad as I did it in February. February was a very, very deep red month, and because this is what. So no, really, no. It started tail end of February. So this week is February 17th, and that's 24th. Then it tried to rebound right here on in March. But yeah, I guess that this is, yeah, February popped up, made extreme new highs, and this is when the panic and the lockdown started happening. So yeah, I guess I can see why I did that. The first half of the month was bullish, and the second half was deep red. So February 76.36 is not too bad, but I think that I could have done better than March. I did a little better. March was 61 wins, 15 losses, 80%. Now, was all of March red? No, it wasn't. Started right here, so it's like a little bit of a J right there. So it did finish March fairly decent, better than I did February. Then April, April 56 wins, 21 losses. 70%. February was what? 76. So yeah, April was my worst month as of so far. 70%. That's just not very good. So I guess I can see why I didn't do as well when the year started up, and that's just April. And just trying to find May. May I had 75%. So I had a lot of 70 months. I had February was 76, and May was 75. Then I had a 70, so I can see that. Then I had June, which was 76. So I had a few 76s. So 70 wins, 21 losses, 1 flat. I mean, 76% still not too bad, but I mean, I guess I can start to see why. This is my first actual look at actually looking at the previous month, so you're seeing it for the first time with me too. Yeah, right here, 72%. So I have a lot of 72% in the 70s, low 70s, mid 70s. So I guess I could see why I got dragged down and below, I mean, close to 80%, not 85, which was what I thought. Then what was SPY doing in this area? So April, May, it was rebounding right in there. So I'm still buying puts. So I mean, I've got a lot of improvements still to do and stuff like that, but I'm gonna go over that in a minute. I just want to see the what the run rate looks like on all the months. See, August was so much better. 80% right there, 92 wins, 23 losses. So August was better. September was 86.55. I mean, that was so much better than it's been. I mean, I think the last month I had that was really this well was, I think, during January. Yeah, January was still the highest. So then we had October, 81%. So that worked out pretty good. 101 wins, 23 losses. So I know a lot of why a lot of my losses I had, and that's just being impatient. And I'm gonna go over that in a few minutes. And then I had 77% for November. I know I got faked out a lot in November. I remember that November was a bad month for getting faked out. So, and I had 83% on December, and so that ended up working out. I guess I could see the losses. I didn't really have that many 80s. I mean, I think I had more 70s than I had 80s, 80%ers. So I guess I can see that now. And then I kept this for memorabilia purposes. I mean, it was the first week I went completely flawless, didn't have one loss at all. So I mean, I know that's not a big deal. I mean, it's the first time it's ever happened. So I've had quite a few close calls where I've had like one loss, and I've had quite a few just in December where I went flawless the entire week. Then Friday comes and I take my losses, and I just messes everything up. But I don't look to go flawless every week. I don't really care. When I get to Thursday and I start looking at the week's tallies, and I'm like, oh crap, I haven't taken a loss yet. So then I start. Maybe that's why I'm taking losses on Fridays, because I am looking at that from the perspective of I could go flawless, and that's when I make mistakes, because I get inside my own head, and everyone does it. I do it especially. I overthink things, and sometimes that is more of a curse than a blessing. So yeah. Now, as far as making mistakes, I mean, let me just get all these windows out. Oh my god, let me close all the windows. Now, mistakes that I make quite frequently is fake outs and stuff like that. I mean, that's why I always try to stay out of the first 10 minutes. Now I have Roku up just for showing the purposes of this. When Roku gaps up, and it starts to pop right here, and if you go right at open, you're gonna get slammed, you're gonna take a loss. So that is why I usually wait the first 10 minutes. I mean, same right here. I mean, Roku starts to pop up, then it gets drops, and same here. It goes over pre-market highs to test the 200 EMA, and it gets slammed. And down here, it gaps down, it drops a little bit, and it get pops. I mean, you just have fake outs like crazy the first 10, 15, 20 minutes. So I've been getting more patient with that. And sometimes if something looks, what was it? I think the Friday, was it? I think it was Baidu. Yeah, it was Baidu yesterday, on Friday, I should say, Thursday, whatever day it is. Yeah, Thursday. I mean, sometimes you don't want to wait the first 10 minutes. You just have this feeling that it's just going to drop. And Baidu is one of those ones where I didn't wait the first 10 minutes. I just got in, because the reason why I got in was, let's bring Baidu over here. Now, one of the things I always look for when I'm getting in is like the exaggerated moves on the hourly. I mean, the moves on Baidu were very exaggerated. I mean, look at over here and over here. It makes a big pop away from this orange line and likes to come back and retest it. So, excuse me. I thought about grabbing puts right here on Wednesday, but I didn't. I was afraid of a gap up. So, sometimes waiting the first 10 minutes is not always the best. You just have to get a feel for it. But I usually like to wait the first 10 minutes because most of my losses end up being from not being patient or getting faked out. I mean, I get faked out all the time. I haven't even looked at some of my stats. Like most of my losses are from SPY, and I've been trying to avoid it a little bit lately, just to see, is it really SPY? Is it the mind games and the with the stimulus and all the other noise that's going on in the market this year that's causing the fake outs? And so I'm just trying to figure out what is leading to most of my losses. And I think that your losses are the most important learning curve, because without losses, you just not looking at the losses, you don't know what you need to improve on. I mean, was your loss due to a catalyst? Was it due to a fake out? Was it due to a just bad timing, not being patient? I mean, you need to figure out what it is. So hopefully, as 2021 goes on, that I will be more patient, because that's one of the things I'm going to strive on, is to be more patient, not get sucked into the fake outs. But I mean, you're always going to get faked out. I mean, there's no 100% way of not getting faked out, but that's just, you just got to be more patient, and that's what I'm going to try to be on in 2021. Try to improve on not being so gung-ho. Like some of the times, like you'll hear a news event, it's BA is definitely the one I first come to mind. Whenever you hear BA positive news, it rockets up like within the first minute or two, then it just gets slammed down. Or if BA has bad news, that it gets wrecked and it quickly rebounds. And so that is what's important about sticking to tickers that and that you're familiar with how they move. So you actually know when BA has bad news, that there's a good possibility it's going to drop and pop. Or if it gets good news, it's going to pop and drop. So it just, knowing that, it gives you some kind of an advantage in how to prepare for it if you do hear news. But sometimes I still think that I still chase the news and stuff like that, then I end up sometimes regretting it. So I'm going to try to just be a lot more patient for 2021. And now that a lot of the news is pretty much over with, I mean, we have the new president-elect Biden's going to go into office in January, and I'm sure there'll be some drama or some volatility about that. And then we have the stimulus that just came out. So I mean, hopefully 2021 won't have as much volatility, much drama, much noise, but it could also be worse. Vaccines are out, but there's a lot of the vaccines are kind of like some like it, some don't. What are the long-term effects and blah blah blah. I'm not going to get into it, but just a mixed reaction to the vaccines. The market likes it, but people don't want to take it and stuff like that. And are you going to need a vaccine paperwork or passport or some kind of identification card to travel, and how's the market going to respond to that? So there could be some still noise, but it's not going to be nearly as bad as it was. I mean, I don't think it's going to be as bad as it was in 2020. I mean, with the elections and COVID. I mean, when COVID hit back in February and March, I mean, it was such a huge unknown, and that's why it just got destroyed. And this year, you know, if they do, there's more lockdowns. I mean, we've already gone through it once. The market knows what to expect. It won't be the panic probably won't be nearly as bad if it does happen, if we even have a panic at all. And people are adjusting to this new, what you want to call, a new norm of life, masks, you know, social distancing and stuff like that. So we'll have to see what happens in 2021, but hopefully if there is less noise, it'll be easier for me to swing. Back before COVID, I used to swing all the time. I'd also like to mention that, you know, one of the other big mistakes that just popped in my head was I get tunnel vision, and I get so biased, and I just too busy looking at something from one perspective and not being a little more open-minded. You know, I always was looking short when I should have been looking long sometimes, and sometimes I get too biased about my outlook, and I just refuse to look at it for what it was. So that's one of the things I need to work on for 2021, is that I play calls, and I play puts, you know, I play both sides, but sometimes when the trend was clearly up, I'd still try to fight the trend, and when I shouldn't have. I mean, I see it all the time, and when I do my recap videos, that I'm like, okay, I should have done this, I should have done that, and but you know, that's why I always say that these recap videos help me, because I understand what I'm doing wrong too, and I see it right there clear as day after the fact. It's like, why did I take that? That was stupid. So I need to work on being a little more open-minded, not being as biased on my outlook and things like that, and thinking, okay, the market should be going down because of this, and it's not, it's going up. You know, I did that a lot this year, and I'm going to try to avoid doing that, and just say, okay, whatever, I'm just going to do whatever the chart tells me, and I don't care what the news says. And because so much this year, as I brought up earlier, the BA with the news, that happened with SPY a lot too. SPY would get bad news, and then we just wouldn't react to it, or would stop reacting to it. And when it would start getting good news, sometimes it would stop reacting to that, you know. So just you just get too one-sided, and sometimes it just obscures your trading and your outlook and stuff like that. So, but looking forward, you know, I plan on swinging more, maybe doing a couple more challenges. I've added some more things to the room. We're doing like portfolio swing plays for like long-term holds. Get a challenge going on right now that's doing okay, I guess. I mean, it's not looking that good right this second, but it's still got several months to, well, I shouldn't say several, at least 6 months for it to go. So time is still on its side. So if you want to know more about the challenge, at the end of the video there will be a video posted where you can click and see that. But I haven't, once I get the step 2 done, I'll do an update video on the challenge, and show the progress or where I'm at that point in time. But I do plan on maybe doing a couple more challenges. I don't know, we'll see. I had a couple failed challenges in the past, and basically one of them was 100% lottos, and I had a lot of the lottos were winners, and I just didn't go 100%, so that ended up failing. So but yeah, I'm going to be trading more large cap commons and small cap commons and stuff like that in 2021, which is something I added and plan on doing. But if I get too much into it, my options start suffering because of it, I will back off a little bit, and because I don't want my options percentages and plays to suffer because I'm doing too much. So that's one of the things I'm a little worried about, but I'm not too worried about. I'll just keep it minimal at first till I adjust. And you know, I also have a lot of other ideas, but like I said, I don't want to do too much too fast. So just keep it simple for right now. and hopefully 2021 will be a very good year for me and the room. And that's gonna be pretty much it as far as the video. I mean, I just want to keep it simple, just like the thoughts on my stats, on my mistakes and improvements I need to work on, you know, swinging more if the market conditions are there, and just looking forward to what I'm going to do in 2021 and stuff like that. So that is pretty much it for the video. Make sure you like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and hopefully we'll see you in the room, and thank you for watching.